But there's a type of gag that's used more in this movie than in any other Zaz film. It's hard to categorize, and by even trying to put a label on it, I'm probably dissecting way too many frogs here. But for lack of a better phrase, I'm calling these cinematic wordplay. I don't mean visual puns, although, again, there are plenty of those. I mean gags that play with the language of cinema. Gags that play a joke on our expectations of what we're even observing based on how we know these things work in movies, turning what we think we're seeing and hearing on its head. The setups are so innocuous that you don't even think they're things you can make a joke out of, and then you're blindsided by a punchline you didn't even know was possible. There's one notable prototype of this sort of joke in Airplane, the mirror gag.
Just unbelievable. How many times I've warned those people about food inspection?
You'd think after all these years someone would listen to you.
Oh, well, airport management, the FAA, and the airlines. Oh, cheats and liars. All right, let's get out of here.
And Zaz seemed dissatisfied at how it went over.
This is the famous mirror scene. That
Yes,
I don't know if anybody really got it, but
It didn't get a laugh, but it was bizarre.
yeah.
He gets so excited.
So we decided to take that concept and expand it into Top Secret.
And do a movie
Not funny,
full
but
of
just
bizarre
Just a lot
jokes,
of,
yeah.
But I'm glad they doubled down on them in Top Secret because they're my favorite jokes in the movie, and I think they elevate the movie to a level of brilliance unsurpassed by any other spoof. So, okay, I'm gonna showcase some of these gags, and I realize that out of context they won't hit as hard because part of what makes them work so well is you're not expecting a gag. So, seriously, if you haven't watched the movie yet, just stop this video, go watch the movie first. Okay, so first some of the simple examples. Using a common force perspective prop to create a common force perspective illusion, and then immediately breaking that illusion and drawing attention to the force perspective prop. So simple, but so effective. You know what a binocular border looks like, you think it's overlaid in post or it's on the camera lens itself, but nope, it's physically there and the cows interact with it. Again, simple but effective. I guess I could have called these optical illusion gags, except they're not all visual. Audio is played with just as effectively.
Nick, I'm sorry I won't be able to join you for dinner tonight.
Like, based on everything we know about cinematic language, we know that hearing an echoey voice while we watch someone read something means that what we're hearing is what he's reading. And then the entire joke is that what we know we're seeing isn't actually what we're seeing.
I'm coming down with a sore throat, so I've decided to turn in early. Don't forget you have to be at the theater at 8:30.
And then they even provide an in-universe character-driven reason for the guy to be talking like this. A hilariously stupid reason, but one with internal logic for the character.
This doesn't help at all.
Then there's not only my favorite bit of cinematic wordplay in the movie, but possibly my favorite visual gag in cinema history. Because the first 3 times I watched the movie, I kept forgetting about this, and it caught me off guard every time.
Der Zug, der jetzt am Gleis 3 steht,
It's so effective! You have absolutely no reason to believe you're not seeing the train pull out of the station until the very last second. Even if you can somehow tell that the train itself is still, your brain just thinks, oh, it's like rear projection or something, but no. And even though it doesn't surprise me anymore, I am still in awe of the craft of this gag. It's like riding the Haunted Mansion. I know how the tricks work, they don't surprise me, but I still have so much respect for them that I enjoy pretending to be fooled. I think it's not only how effective the optical illusion is that kills me about this, it's how elaborate the setup is for such a stupid idea. Plus there's the tag that continues to give the idea the illusion of a consistent internal logic, even if it's one that makes no sense in reality. And speaking of elaborate, there's the Peter Cushing scene, which starts with a simple enough optical illusion. And by simple enough, I mean they had to make a head cast of Peter Cushing so they could sculpt that fake eye, and then years later that head cast was digitally scanned to create the CGI Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One. I have mixed feelings about that Tarkin, but I do think it's very fun that this movie is responsible for part of a Star War. But the core gag of the scene is that they're speaking what sounds to an uneducated American audience like Swedish, except then it turns out they're just talking backwards, and as the scene goes on, you find out that the whole thing is backwards. And everybody has a different point where they first notice the trick happening until they just make it blatantly explicit at the end. And it's like, surprise, we did all of that in reverse for you. Again, just the elaborate, painstaking craft that went into the silliest of ideas. Apparently, the song title, How Silly Can You Get, was a personal challenge the filmmakers set for themselves. And yes, this backward scene was homaged by Weird Al. Of course, in his version, he let you know right away it was backwards. Some other spoof movies have a few cinematic wordplay gags like this, but I haven't found one with as high a concentration of them as Top Secret, and they're part of what makes this movie so much more special to me than other spoofs.